Hey folks, see Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to a very important live stream. Today's live stream is going to be mainly focusing on what happened today. I'm sure everyone must have, those who were following the entire US Fed meeting yesterday, everyone might be tracking that. I guess somewhere around 12 midnight, 12:30 midnight, that is when the meeting started, and that was the time when everyone was like, what will happen, will the rate be increased or not? And I'm sure many of you, those who follow the news, you might be aware that 75 basis points or 0.75%, okay, that was a rise which was expected. Now for those who don't understand what is this Fed meeting and all that, a simple version just for understanding purpose, it can be like we have a monetary policy committee, or much more simple, like we have RBI meetings and all that, and like the governor talks about rate hikes in the economy specifically to control inflation. I'm sure last Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, or in the last week only, I talked about how our governor talked about controlling the inflation. And the biggest tool that is available in the hands of the governor to control inflation is what? Is to control the rates. Okay. So there is something known as a repo rate. If repo rate is increased, then automatically the inflation comes under control. Okay. This is plain economics, right? So like we have a monetary policy commission in India, obviously every country will have some or the other similar points for their own economies, right? So yesterday there was this Fed meeting that happened. Fed meeting is like we have our meeting, like we have a monetary policy committee meeting. In USA they'll have a Fed meeting, right? And like we have MPC, they call it something like FOMC. And what is FOMC? Fed Open Market Committee. Okay. Now, what had happened was that everyone was of the opinion that the rate will be increased by 75 basis points. And what happened? Did the rate increase? Yes. Did it increase by 75 basis points? Yes. Okay. Now, please understand, if something happens which was expected by everyone, if that happens, then should the market have fallen? So ideally not so much. Okay, please understand this, a very important point. Typically what happens is that market doesn't react to something which happens. So it doesn't happen that first some news comes up and then market reacts. Generally that doesn't happen. Markets generally are forward looking. Mark my words, markets are generally forward looking. Means what? It is said that markets try to predict what will happen, and based on the prediction, market moves before the event. Okay. So everyone was expecting that, okay, there will be a rate hike, and 75 basis points rate hike is also not good for the US economy, not at all. Okay, because is that going to hamper their growth? Answer is yes. But market knew about this. Everyone was expecting a 75 basis points hike, and that is the reason why last 4 or 5 days, if you've seen the market, already the markets were not doing so well, right? Already we were seeing some sort of downfall in the economy, sorry, in the overall market, right? We were seeing that downfall. But in spite of what was expected, in spite of the same things happening, why did the markets react so badly today? It opened up in positive. It opened up somewhere around 100 points roughly in green, and after that it was like dhar 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 dhar. I'll show you a 30 minutes candle also. It was completely dominated by the bears. Okay. And so today in our discussion, we are going to discuss as to how certain words, some words of these big people, Jeremy Powell, these are the people who are going, who have the American economy in their control right now. he, his every single word was being carefully heard about by all the market players, all the market participants. And I'm going to quote him what he said. He stated that he stated that FOMC, FOMC means something like their monetary policy committee, FOMC is strongly committed to returning inflation to its 2% objective. Okay. So like every country has an inflation target, right? What were the words used? Words used were FOMC is strongly committed to return inflation to its 2% objective. And when such a statement was made in the month of May, in the previous month, what he had said? He had said that we expect the inflation to return to its 2% objective. Please understand, words are very important. This meeting, he said, we are strongly committed to take inflation back to 2%. And in the previous month, he had said that we expect inflation to go back to 2%. Is there a big change in stance here? 100% there is a change in stance. Here he's saying that come what may, we are going to give inflation primary importance. If we are very upfront that come what may, even at the cost of growth of the economy, we are still going to prefer to control inflation rather than looking at the negative point which might happen for the growth of the US economy, right? So right now the biggest problem for USA is that they are already at such a high level of inflation. Their inflation is higher than India, which is a developing economy, and US, which is a developed economy. Generally, this does not happen that a developed economy's inflation is higher than a developing country's inflation. So you can imagine they're somewhere around 8. I'll show you the graphs also if you want, but whatever I recall, somewhere around 8%. And their interest rates are hardly in the range of 1.5 to 2.5%. Such a big gap. So if they were bring it down from 8% to 2%, the inflation rate especially, it is going to be a tough task for them. And if they're going to be ruthless in this, if they are going to say come what may, we are going to bring it down, we are strongly committed to do that. This was not, that strongly committed words were not what market was really ready for. Maybe that was not the only thing. That this is not where the story stops. One more story is that whatever Fed rate hike that was expected. So originally they said, so I'll tell you the target for Fed rate, I'm repeating, target for Fed rate by the end of 2022. Earlier they had said that we would target it to 1.9%. Okay. So for those who don't understand Fed rate is something very similar to our repo rate. Okay, rate at which their central bank will lend money to their banks. Okay. So right now, what Fed had told, okay, Fed had told that by the end of 2022, our Fed rate, we were targeting to 1.9%. But yesterday in his meeting, he said from 1.9%, we are revising our target for the Fed rate, and our revised target for Fed rate by the end of 2022 will be 3.4%. And was this taken negatively by the market? And answer is yes, it was taken negatively by the market. Markets, that is where the market started reacting pretty negatively when he very clearly mentioned that. So for those who joined in late, two key sentences that I told till now. Number one key sentence was that he said that we are strongly committed towards inflation control. And number two, he said that the Fed rate that we are targeting, which he had earlier said by the end of 2022 was just 1.9%. And now he said we are targeting to 3.4%. Does this stop here? Kahani abhi baki hai mere dost. Picture abhi baki hai mere dost. I would want to share one slide of mine. Okay, just have a look at this slide. Here you can see the year-end projections made by the Fed. Very important point coming up. Okay, major predictions made by the Fed. What are the major predictions? GDP growth. So I'm comparing March projection versus June projection. Okay, like our monetary policy committee also comes up with the policy once in a quarter. Similar case happens with USA. Fed will be declaring major things once a quarter. Okay, something like GDP growth rate and all. GDP growth rate projection, March projection was 2.8, June projection 1.7. GDP down. This is ought to happen. The moment you are controlling inflation, GDP growth is going to go down. This is where you can visually see that their chairman, Fed chairman, is also saying that we are projecting definitely this is more than 1% lower. This is not good. Unemployment rate from 3.5% to 3.7%. Oof. PCE inflation. Okay, so like we have different types, even we have different types of inflation, like, right? So they have something known as a PCE inflation. We are not here for an economics class. Simple words, inflation. From 4.3 projection to 5.2% projection. So again, inflation, they are expecting to increase. And federal funds rate, like I'd also told you, something like repo rate, from 1.9% to 3.4%. All in all, if you ask me, do you feel that if you ask me, do you feel that American economy right now, does it look in trouble? And unfortunately, my answer is yes. Uh, if you ask me, Rachana, as compared to US, is India better or is India bad as compared to US? We are doing definitely better than USA right now. Because if you are comparing our inflation rate with US inflation rate, we are still lower than them. If we are comparing our GDP position, I mean growth rate, of course I'm talking about, still we are better as compared to USA. So right now I can say that entire US economy can be at a big question mark right now. Now people also ask this question to me, that Rachana, you are saying that India is way better right now as compared to USA, then why are markets falling? It's simple. I've told this many times on our channel, that if the main market, the dad and mom market, which is the US market, if they are not performing well, automatically it is going to have a domino effect, a ripple effect on all other economies which are emerging economies, or which are the emerging markets. So will it impact India and China and any other? I mean, I should not say China as an emerging market, of course, but India and other markets. Surely, I can say that it is going to have a negative impact on all these emerging economies. And all in all, if you ask me about yesterday's Fed meeting, prima facie it looked like not bad, but if you go on reading deeper, if you go on digging deeper, anyone could have understood that this is not what everyone really wanted to see, right? Now we are going to come up with a very, 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 very important question, wherein I'm going to discuss about where do I see markets right now, what what could happen. Okay. uh, to be I mean, this is really surprising. I checked just before the live stream, my team was also checking for me. Derivatives data is not yet out. Maybe they are also surprised, hey Bhagwan, kya ho raha hai? So generally derivative data doesn't come out so late, but right now, just till 8:55 data was not out, so I can't comment on the derivative data right now. But I'll surely talk based on the technical analysis, right? uh, I am going to talk about technical analysis. I am going to talk about levels. But right now, as usual, now you know my points, what I'm going to make. 5,800 plus, I'm sorry, 5,100 plus viewers and likes only 714. This is not done, man. I told you entire Fed meeting. I told you entire, such a nice summary. I told you that what is the inflation, what is the growth rate which is expected, what is the unemployment number, what were the key words, those words because of which the market started to react negatively, from strongly committed to strongly committed was the key focus rather than expects inflation. Everything I told. I also talked about Fed rate target, year-end target being taken from 1.9% to 3.4%. Still the number of likes is 1000. Chalo, not bad. After I said at least 1000 likes have increased, but people, 5200 plus viewers still, and still 1700 likes. Like button is free, and I've told this so many times that more and more likes I get on this, there is a great chance that this video gets recommended to more and more viewers. So if you hit the like button, you are going to participate in the journey of spreading financial awareness. Sumit says we are engaged in your lectures so much that we skip to like. So thank you, Sumit, for that. And it's really important that we try our level best to understand, to grasp, and also pass on this knowledge to everyone, right? Chalo. So now comes the important part about what has happened with the key levels. Are they honored? Are they not honored? So super important section of the video coming up. So right now what I've done is I'm showing you the chart of Nifty, right? So this is the chart. Oh my God, you can, my charts are always filled up with, what shall I do? I'll just close everything, okay? All right. So 1 minute, so that you get a simpler version. I don't want you all to get scared. Okay, chalo, I'll also hide this. Fantastic. This is much better now. Now, if you can see this chart, what had happened? This is today's candle with almost 2% down, and this was like terrible. Today's candle was not at all a candle which anyone and everyone was expecting. Some key level was taken off madly today. So here, if you can see, this was the level I've been talking about so many times, 15,700. I've talked about this level so many times. It was tested on 7th March, followed by 8th March. Then it was tested on 12th May, 13th May, followed by 16th May, kind of tested on 19th May, again tested on 13th of June, almost there, 14th and 15th June, hovering around that mark, and dhada, crash. That was what happened today. It was a mad move, and just for fun, I should not be saying this is not fun, but have a look at 30-minute candle today. What is this rubbish 30 minutes candle? Have a look at this. Not even one candle in green. I mean, this was not at all expected. I mean, this is very comparatively pretty rare, right? You 30 minutes candle. I'm not even taking 1 hour, 2 hour candle. In a 30-minute candle, not even one green candle. Only one gap up, followed by dhar, just crashing down, just falling like a pack of cards. I know, feels very bad, right? Because for those who are investors love when markets go up. We generally don't like when such a scenario happens, right? But it's a part and parcel of the game. Right now, macroeconomic factors are not that great, right? Chalo, so moving back, if you have been following my sessions, I had already told that, see, this was a line where we had seen a very good consolidation. It started, this is 31st May 2021, okay? 31st May 2021 to almost 29th July 2021, markets were hovering in this range. It's very clearly visible to your eyes also. I'm just zooming this in. Clearly hovering around this range, right? Now, if this be so, I could see one level, and this was the kind of a breakout candle. This was the second level, which I was seeing as a super solid support, which is this level that I was talking about. This level is 15,421. I'm repeating, this was 15,421, and unfortunately, this has been taken out today. 15,360. This level has also not been respected. I felt this was a super strong support, did not happen. Now, next support, if you ask me, next psychological support. I don't see any direct support here, to be honest. Next psychological support is at 15,000. Directly 15,000. Okay, that's the psychological support. If you have seen, I don't know what is happening right now as I take the live stream, but before my live stream, when I checked, Dow futures opening was also not good at all. I guess they were trading again 2% or something lower. So today also, US markets are not doing good at all. So psychologically, if you ask me, what could be the next possible level is at 15,000. I repeat, next possible level, psychological level at 15,000. God forbid, but if that is also taken out, then what could be the ultimate support level that I feel? Ultimate support level. Now, please pay attention, very important point. This was the corona low. This is 23rd March 2020. What I'm doing, I'm drawing a Fibonacci level from here. And Fibonacci level, I'm taking it up to this topmost level. See, this is the topmost level, right? So I'm just extending this. And here, if you see, this was taken out anyways, and this was so understand the bad point that has happened. Okay, this was the level of what? 1 minute. Let me just. So this was 15,982, 23.6% on a weekly basis. Okay, on a weekly basis, this was broken with a gap. Okay, but I am going to talk about this gap in a minute or two. This was broken down with a gap, and now it has entered into the 38.2% territory level or 0.382 territory level, and the support for this level comes at 14,361, 14,400 or 14,500 is what I can see if 15,000 is also broken. Okay, so I'm not saying exactly 14,361, but there is a chance that it might reach 15,000 if that is broken. God forbid, but we may see 14,500. Am I wanting to create any sort of fear? Not at all. Please, please, please don't take me wrong. I will pray to God that my prediction goes wrong. I'm repeating, I'll pray to God that my prediction should go wrong, because I don't want the markets to go that lower, like 15,000, 14,500. But unfortunately, if you ask me, only purely based on technical analysis, I can see 15,000 coming up right now. My key support of 15,700 was broken, and it was broken decisively. Uh, so not at all happy with that. Next level as per Fibonacci comes to 14,500. So that is the reason why those who have seen my day before yesterday's live stream, okay, I had told that as a long-term investor, okay, as a long-term investor, absolutely, Avinash is asking a very important question. As a long-term investor, should you jump into jump into the market with your next example, with your next installment? Those who have been following my analysis, if you remember, I had already told that out of 5 installments, my 2 installments have gone in the market, both at my key level, 15,700 level. Have you all seen that live stream day before yesterday's live stream? 5 stocks I had discussed. I had talked about Alkyl Amines, Bharti Airtel, Affle India, then I talked about Devyani, and I talked about LTTS. These 5 stocks I had talked about. As a long-term investor, I had entered into these 5 stocks, but I had only told that 2 out of 5 installments I'm going to put into at this level. Okay. Big question. Am I going to put my third installment out of 5 right now at this level? Is the big question that many of you want to know. Am I going to put my third installment out of 5 installment right now? Unfortunately, my answer is no. My answer is no. Am I long on the market? I am long. Uh, I am very much bullish in the long term. I want the markets to go up. I have also said this. I had heard it on television. An amazing line that "इंसान हो या stock market जाना ऊपर ही है." So I wish that this surely goes up, but unfortunately, in the short term, I believe that there's a chance that we might see 15,000 coming up. And unfortunately, if this is broken, then again there is a great chance that we might test 14,500. So my next installment, I will wait around the 15,000 level. If I see 15,000 level, some consolidation at that level, then I may think about my third installment. I am not putting my third installment at this level, right? Uh, so I hope you have understood this important point. But the last point that I wanted to make, I was talking about a gap. If you remember, the gap that we could see right now in Nifty. Many people are of the opinion that any gap gets filled, right? That is generally the thought process of everyone, that be it any gap, gaps are always filled. But there are different types of gaps, and this is where technical analysis comes very much handy for you all. Because many people see, I have taken a separate point here about gaps. Everyone feels that gap to fill hota hai. That is the only point many people know about. What I have done in my latest course on technical analysis, which I recorded last month only in Pune. It's a completely fresh recording with latest examples, and in that I've talked about a super important point, which is the gap theory, wherein there are different types of gaps. There is a breakaway gap. There is known, 2, 3. There are different types of gaps, right? and we have to identify whether it's a breakaway gap, or is it a different type of gap, is it a continuation gap, okay, is it an exhaustion gap. All these are different types of gaps. People feel that any gap is filled. It is not correct. If it could be a continuation gap, okay, continuation gap generally doesn't get filled up quickly. Then how to identify these gaps? What is an island reversal? All these points are so important. That you have to know something like, of course, island reversal, what is that? Some super important points, something like Elliott wave theory. I've also talked about important points like what could be the strategies for TA, how to filter stocks. I've also talked about the most important part, which is the emotional quotient and position sizing in this stock, in this course. So I believe this is the right time to invest in knowledge. This is not the right time to invest in stocks right now, but this is surely a very good time to invest in knowledge. And I feel that two courses which can surely help you right now, one could be technical analysis, and the second one, which can be again very, very, very helpful for you, that could be economics for stock market course. Because right now we have a lot of things which talk about what is the overall economic position right now. Everything we have to understand so that you can make a better decision. What I have done is I've pinned this in the comments right now. You can just go and click on that, and if you want, you can also apply the coupon code CARRYT. Okay. In addition to that, there are many people who keep on asking me that, ma'am, we had already enrolled for your course. It was the older course, technical analysis course 1.0 or BOSM 1.0, FA 1.0. Our courses are still active. We want to upgrade it to the newer level. Don't worry, my team will help you to upgrade it also. There is a nominal, a small procedure. My team will help you with that. So if you want to upgrade your course to the latest version of that, you can just drop an email to support@rachanaranade.com. I'm repeating, support@rachanaranade.com. My team will be more than happy to help you out to upgrade your courses as well. So this is your way to upgrade your knowledge about the stock market, right? I do have 3 or 4 questions which have been asked by the viewers. I'm not going to stretch it too long so that people who are wanting to check the stream after the stream ends, I don't want to pull it uh, to a lot of time, right? Hi, ma'am. Your views on Tanla platforms, Delta Corp, both fundamentally and technically after recent correction, should be considered adding? No, Saket, I would not have added any of these, neither Tanla nor Delta Corp. Simple reason, the point that I have told right now. That is the only reason why I would not want to add. It's not the problem about Tanla or Delta. It's a problem about the market right now. So I would not want to enter into any stock right now. Second one is by Shubhankar. I've already liked. I will watch it later, and I'm working and do not want to miss a single point you're explaining, as this is very informative. Thanks a lot, Shubhankar. Appreciate your comment, and as usual, uh, namaste ji. Everyone knows who sends me namaste, Rachana ji. So namaste to you. Shah sir, aapko namaste. One or two last quick comments, quick questions I'm going to answer just randomly. Uh, Prakavesh Pro says 9K to 10K possible in Nifty? Question mark. I don't feel so. 9K, 10K right now at least I don't feel might be coming pretty easily, right? Uh, Johnson Paryali says, ma'am, I completed BOSM 2.0. Shall I go for TA 2.0 or FA 2.0? Oh, if you're talking about the next step, you should ideally go ahead with FA 2.0 first, because that will help you with economy analysis. And you can also go ahead with TA 2.0 if you do a combo. Combo prices are cheaper. You will save on some money. Okay. Uh, Views on RSI, MACD both. RSI is down and dusted. It's actually in the oversold zone right now. MACD is also, there's a bearish crossover right now. No point in any stock right now. Okay. People, I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. I tried my best to crunch up all the key data points about what happened in the Fed meeting. If you have loved this stream, please don't forget to hit that like button. It's free of cost. Feels good that you all like the stream. Almost a lot of viewers still watching. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget. Okay, one last question by Mahesh. Mahesh is asking, Can Russia-Ukraine war still have an effect on the market? It can have a very positive effect on the market, Mahesh. If achanak say Russia or Ukraine leaders say that we would want to, stop the war now, enough, you would want to stop the war, then you can imagine what amazing impact it can have on the market. But I'm not sure whether if such a thing will really happen or not. So yeah. Himanji is asking, I have F&O 1 active. Can I shift to F&O? Or F&O version 2 is not there. Only BOSM version, BOSM, FA and TA. Only 3 courses, version 2.0 is there. Okay. Chalo, I hope you have enjoyed today's live stream. I don't want to make it too big. I want more and more people to watch it even after this live stream ends. Thanks a lot for watching today's live stream. Keep on watching the channel. Keep on showering your love and support for the channel. And share this with all your friends. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye-bye.